and marginal revenue. And I'm going to go through a few graphs to help you understand a little bit about marginal cost and marginal revenue. And the cost function includes fixed cost and variable cost, and we've talked about that before. So the fixed costs are $8,000 and the variable cost is $20 per item. So as P increases, C of P, the cost of P, increases by $20. So the slope of the linear equation, is 20, which is the constant variable amount. So this is a linear function. Here we have a nonlinear cost function where the slopes are not constant. Concave down means that while the slopes are positive, the rate of change is decreasing. Concave up means that the slopes are increasing faster. So slopes are positive and increasing faster and faster in concave up. This is revenue equation at constant price. Here is revenue at a decreasing price where the slope is decreasing. It's increasing, the value is increasing, the revenue is increasing, but the slope is decreasing. Here we have a cost function that is nonlinear and then a linear revenue function, and we have 2 points at which we break even. So when the revenue is greater than the cost, then profit is being made. So revenue in here is greater than the cost function, so profit is being made here. So between 130 and 215 quantity items, we have greater revenue or greater profit because our revenue is greater than our cost function. Economy of scale is a process by which we determine whether it is more efficient to produce a larger quantity rather than a smaller one. Economic decisions are made from looking at the marginal cost and marginal revenue. The crucial question is, what is that going to do to my profit margin? Are the costs producing one more item more or less than the revenue to be received? If the cost is less than the revenue, then add an additional item. If not, then do not add it. So marginal cost will be MC or C prime of Q. So marginal cost is approximately equal to the cost of the quantity plus 1 minus the cost function itself. So the marginal revenue is similar. Marginal revenue, MR, R prime of Q, so the marginal revenue is approximately equal to R of Q plus 1 minus R of Q, and that's your difference. To add the additional item, marginal revenue must be greater than marginal cost. Find the average rate of change of two equations and then compare their slopes. So we have the marginal revenue is equal to R prime of Q. Marginal cost is C prime of Q. Remember that revenue is price times quantity, and profit is revenue at some quantity minus cost at some quantity. So on page 122, we have this example, number 6, where it says the cost of 500 items is equal to $7,200. The revenue at the same 500 amount quantity level is $9,400. The marginal cost of 500 is $15 and the marginal revenue is $20. So we want to find our profit, so we look at the profit equation. Pi of 500 is equal to the revenue of 500 minus the cost of 500, and that's equal to $2,200. How does this profit change if the quantity increases by 1? So now we're using the local linearization formula that we learned earlier. C of 501 is equal to C of 500 plus the derivative or slope at C prime at 500, 501 minus 500, so you just multiply this out, and the cost is now $7,215. And the revenue, you do exactly the same thing, is $9,420, and the profit is $2,205. So what is the change in profit? 2200 from 2205 gives us $5. Now you could just do the marginal revenue, which is 20, minus the marginal cost, which is 15, to get the $5 as well. And I've given you other examples that I think you can go through. I'm going to go through number 13. The profit, this is a company who is producing like millions of items. So compute the profit for producing $2.1 million. And the revenue minus the cost is 6.9 minus 5.1, which is equal to $1.8 million in profit. The change in revenue from 2.1 to 2.14 is the revenue, change in revenue is equal to the derivative at 2.1 times the change. So the derivative is, or the marginal revenue, which is the derivative, is equal to 0.7, and this is equal to 0.04, and that is $0.028 million. When you multiply that by 10 to the 6th power, which is million, you get $28,000. And the same is true for cost. You will do exactly the same thing there. You get 0.024 million, 24,000. And then they want a change in revenue, so you do a change in revenue from 2.1 down to 2.05 million. So what does that do to our profit? Change in cost, we do exactly the same thing. Change in profit, 28,000. If you go up, it'll be 28,000 minus 24,000, which is a $4,000 increase. If you go down in production, reduce your production level to 2.05 million instead of 2.1 million, it will be a loss of $5,000.